Hey, hey, hey guys. Hey, how are you doing? I'm having a really bad period. Just definitely TMI, but we're best friends, you know? You and I can tell you guys anything. And right now I am struggling. But hey, thanks for joining me today. We're gonna be talking about my piercings. All of them. I have 12, soon to be 13 because I'm getting another one today. We're getting another piercing today. Isn't that great? That's a little bit later. Actually, I should probably show that first, huh? I didn't plan this video out very well. Oh, I really didn't. I made another piercing video a couple months ago, so if you haven't watched that, you should definitely check that out first and then come back here because this one is an update. I'm going to be answering questions that I had you guys ask on my Instagram, so if you don't have me on Instagram, definitely follow me there so that next time I do a piercing video and I say, hey, ask me some questions, you can ask them there, or you can just leave your question down in the comment section. I wanted to do kind of an update on where I'm at since I made my last piercing video. We are down 1 piercing and up 1 piercing, so we're still at 12. One of my piercings rejected in the last 3 months. I think it was not long after I posted my first piercing video. My transverse lobe rejected, and I also got my septum pierced. And then today we're getting a new piercing. I think before I film any further, I want to get my new piercing, so let's fast forward to that. We're at the piercers now, and this is what my ears look like before. This one's not going to change, and this is the other side. Let's go get pierced. I'm back. I got my new piercing. You want to see? I know you want to see. You totally want to see. I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll show you. How cool does that look? I feel like my ear's really coming together, and then like this ear is so naked. But I can't get any piercings on that ear because I don't want anything to interfere with my hearing aid. That's actually a topic that I'm gonna touch on in a sec. So let's go upstairs because I am actually home. I got my tragus done. It's been like 2 hours now, but now that I'm home, we should probably go upstairs because it's like super hot in here. So give me a sec. Okay, we're back. So that was fun. I love getting a new piercing, but now that we have all of our piercings kind of up to date, let's talk about them. I'll go ahead and show you everything that I have now. It has changed a little bit since the last time we spoke. And you know, there's gonna be a lot of sounds here that I can't control. You know the deal. So yeah, we'll start on this side. I have my triples. I have my double nostril, my septum. I have my triples in this ear. I have my industrial, tragus, and my shenmen. I kind of want to like do an overview of everything piercing related, so it'll be kind of like my last video but different because I have more piercings. So I'm just going to reiterate some of the things that I've said before, and I also have questions on my phone that I had my friends on Instagram ask me. So in total I have 13 piercings. I have gone to the same piercer for almost all of my piercings, so I will link her Instagram account down below because she's the best. I don't trust anybody else. I'll start by answering some of the questions that you guys gave me, and I think we can lead on from there. So I only had 3 people ask me questions. I would like to publicly thank Will, Kate, and my best friend Gio, because they are the only 3 people who asked me questions. The rest of you were fake friends. Don't care, fake friends. No, I'm just kidding. Will asked 4 questions. What was the most painful and the least painful? And I'm glad you brought that up because my most painful, without even thinking about it, was this part of my bar, the forward helix of my bar. The conch part didn't hurt that bad. The forward helix was so painful. I'm surprised I didn't cry. I will never do it again. I'm sure your typical forward helix wouldn't really hurt, but mine is just so awkwardly placed. But like, it's like that on purpose. My piercer did it specifically so that we could fit the bar inside my ear, because my ear is kind of small. So she went a lot further than where your typical forward helix would be, and she pierced through a really thick piece of cartilage. I don't really think that that part of your ear is supposed to be pierced, but I did it anyways, and I was super naive when I went in to get it. I was just so ready because it looked so cool. And I was like, I don't care what it's gonna cost or what the pain is, I want that piercing. So I got it, and it was the most painful thing I've ever felt, piercing wise. Out of 10, the pain level for my forward helix for my industrial was a 9.5, if not a 10 out of 10. It's my most painful piercing to date, but I do plan on getting more piercings in the future. So for now, it is my most painful. My least painful piercing is actually the piercing that I got today. It's gonna be my tragus, but I'd imagine my first lobes and my second lobes, I don't think they were painful. I got my first lobes when I was an infant, and then I got my second lobes when I was, I wanna say, like 9 or 10, maybe around there. Those I don't really remember. I don't imagine they were very painful at all because it's all fatty tissue here. But I do know when I got my thirds that that was kind of painful. But that's only because I got them done in a car with a lady that I never met before. And she used the wrong gauge of needle when she pierced it the first time, so she had to pierce the same spot a second time. That hurt. I wouldn't recommend that. But it was nothing compared to the forward helix from my industrial. That's unbeatable. My tragus is probably my least painful piercing. I didn't feel anything. I felt it when she put the clamp on because it was kind of uncomfortable, and then I didn't really feel the piercing process. I just heard a pop, and then that was it. Like, I didn't feel anything, there was no pain. And I don't have much to say about it except for the fact that it looks great. My tragus was definitely like a -1 out of 10 for pain. Which piercing do you often forget that you have? None of them, because I obsess over all of them all the time. I like to think about all my piercings as a whole, so I never really forget about any of them. But interesting question, I never really thought about that. What inspired you to get piercings? I do know what inspired me to get piercings. It's because I hated my ears. My ears are deformed, so it's not a big deformity, but right here, you can kind of see it right here. The cartilage just stops. And this, from right here to right here, this piece, it's all just skin. There's not much here that you can pierce, and I never really liked the shape of my ears. To help me accept the way my ears look, I decided to decorate them, and it turns out that I have a really high pain tolerance, so I kind of just went with it, and I really like how they look now that I'm able to decorate it and personalize it. That's why I started getting piercings. I think I just got nose piercings after I was already like, yeah, piercings. I also really like the alternative look, so. Why did you decide to get both nostrils pierced rather than just one? My sister actually had her double nostril pierced before I did, but she always kind of had a lot of issues with her piercings, but I think I saw her doing it and I was like, that looks really cool, I want to do that too. That'll be my answer for now. And those were all of Will's questions, so we'll move on to Kate's questions. She said, which one hurt the most? I already answered that. Are you planning to get more in the future? Yes. I actually made a list of piercings that I want to get, which has actually kind of grown a little bit because when I saw my piercer today, she actually confirmed that I had space to do more piercings than I thought I had, so I'm going to add more to my list. But right now, my list for my right ear consists of a double helix, mid helix, and an anti-tragus. And then for my left ear, which I don't know if I'll ever start piercing, but if I do, my left ear is gonna have a daith, a double helix, a double conch, mid-helix, and another tragus. But the tragus isn't iffy on this one because I do wear a hearing aid and maybe a rook instead of a daith, but since I have a Shenmen and a rook, they kind of look the same. Probably a daith instead. But I don't know to what extent I'll be able to go with this ear because I don't want my hearing aid to be messed with. Like, that's my priority. I need it. We're kind of like planning around the hearing aid. But for now, it just has the triples, and then this side is the side that we're curating. And I do expect the amount of money that I spend on piercings to either hit or go a little bit over $1,000. My piercer is kind of expensive, but I like to pay for the quality and the reassurance that I know what I want she'll be able to do. I have a lot of faith in her, so I like to think that I pay for the quality of the piercing. In total, I've spent either just at or just under $600 for all my piercings. I expect to spend about another $400-ish on piercings before I feel like I'm done. Kate asked, which piercing would you never want to do? And that is a very easy one. I will never ever in my life ever get my... How do I say this without getting in trouble? I can't get demonetized if I'm not monetized yet. My girl part, my lady area, I will never get that pierced. Do you have one you regret? I don't have any I regret, no. I don't think I do. Kate said rank the pain levels of each. I would give my first and second lobes 1s out of 10. I will give my third lobe a 4 out of 10, only because of the issues that we had. I will give my tragus a 0 out of 10. I'll give my bar a 9.5 out of 10. Shenmen, maybe like a 3 or 4 out of 10. Septum is gonna be, the piercing process for my septum didn't hurt, but afterwards it was sore for like 3 days. So I'll give that a 4 out of 10. And then my double nostril is gonna be like a 2 out of 10. How many more until you're done? 10. At least 10, at most 15 until I'm done. Gio asked, are they real or fake? They're definitely fake. He also asked, did it hurt? Well, it didn't tickle. How many do you have? I have 13. He said, can I give you a piercing with a lemon and a needle? Yeah, sure. And then those are all the questions that I got. So again, thank you to everyone who asked me questions. I think you guys are great. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. So a couple other topics that I want to touch on are my cleaning process and how I like to style my jewelry. So I'm not a professional, so this is just my experience, but we'll go with the cleaning process first. So if your piercings are not healed yet, I recommend leaving them in for the cleaning process. My piercer gives me antibacterial soap and a saline spray so that I can spray my piercings and clean them with the soap every day until they're healed. And then when you're comfortable removing your jewelry, that will help get any crusties out. So, but make sure they're healed before you even like try to fuck around and like take your jewelry out and stuff, because I've seen people lose their piercings by taking out their jewelry prematurely and then not knowing how to like put it back in. So if you're scared to do that, it's best to just ask your piercer for advice. Personally, I leave my piercings in with the jewelry that I pierce them with until they're healed, and I clean them with that jewelry still in. When I feel more comfortable, I take them out on my own and I clean them on my own, and I'll put them back in. I don't recommend using alcohol, even though some piercers suggest it. When your piercing is healing, using alcohol can be detrimental because it'll damage like healthy tissue and tissue that's healing. So just to be on the safe side, I wouldn't really recommend it. So that's how I clean my piercings. That's how I take care of them. Let's move on to jewelry. So this is my jewelry bag. I keep every piece of jewelry that I own in here. I've been slowly building up my jewelry collection for the past 6 years. At the moment, since I can't really afford high-end jewelry, the jewelry in my first and second lobes are actually small pieces from Brandy Melville. I had bought these little stainless steel barbells. I had a thing for like plain silver balls so that I I just bought like a big pack of them from Amazon, and then I would deck out my ears in plain silver balls. For the past like month or two, I've been really into playing around with jewelry and finding jewelry that I really like that would be more fun than just plain silver balls. So I started buying small pieces from Brandy Melville just because it's cheap, and I take them out whenever I shower so that they don't tarnish. These are my favorite pieces right now. I have a little chunky hoop and then this little heart hoop in both sides. I like them a lot because they're really easy to take off and put back on by myself. But I also have a bunch of like dainty hoops from Brandy Melville. I'm talking about these. These are so hard to put on and take off by myself, so even though they're really, really cute, I kind of try not to wear them that much because they're just a hassle. I just bought these, but I think they're very, very cute. I know they're fake, but that's fine because I'm a cheap bitch, so. I bought these recently and I think they're really cute. Not for just like casual wear or anything, I'll probably save them for like a date night. I don't change out any of my tougher piercings. Well, I can't change the bar because I got my piercing specifically to accommodate the bar, so the bar will always stay. Instead of a little ball, I got a diamond in my tragus because it kind of matches what I've been going with lately. I'm kind of moving away from the plainness and going more to diamonds. But yeah, so that's it for this one. Thank you for hanging out with me. That's my piercing story as of right now. I will definitely be making more piercing videos in the future. Maybe I will show you guys my favorite sets and how I style my ear piercings, because that sounds like a fun video. It sounds like an expensive video too, but that's fine. Let me know what your favorite piercing is. Let me know how many piercings you have or what you want to get in the comment section below. I will see you guys next time. Bye!